nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission.
I'm the funny man around here!
What the f*** are you doing in my house? Get out of here!
Hey, it's time for Thursday Night Soup.
I bid you welcome.
This guy up here had technical difficulties,
Now,
but,
see, someone
we didn't
should've-
have tech. We were all fine.
Yeah, we should have taped Tim and I showing stuff, so we played a tape. Okay, you know.
Well, I told you guys right when I started that StreamYard had been changed again.
Yeah, I know, no problem.
So the first 12 minutes of the show is pay per view. That's why you didn't see it. If you didn't pay, you didn't see it.
Well,
Sorry.
We're on now, guys. Sorry, we'll have to go a little over tonight because we missed.
For those of you who missed the first 12 minutes, Vic Tayback has been sent home.
Yeah, he had too much beer.
Okay. Alice does not live here anymore.
No.
Yeah. So we send him home. Said, I don't know what's going on. You might as well go home.
Well, we might still have Maury Amsterdam waiting, so
that's possible.
And so I spent the second 12 minutes clicking on various links.
Trying to get on.
Yeah, it didn't work. Again, Doc isn't very good at
this.
Is it my turn yet?
Maybe. Hey, Jeff, you got anything new?
I do. I do. You want me to do it again?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody looks surprised. Everybody on the screen looks surprised.
Remember?
Okay,
I got this. Yeah, okay. Like I said before, you guys didn't see a couple of my eBay items, and both of these items are about $5 a pop. I listened to this guy online, and you know what it is, so I decided to go ahead and buy it. It's this guy, Jeff Lynne. His album called Theater. It's really good. It kind of sounds like ELO without all the keyboards and all that.
So what I said,
once you're like ELO, that's all you can do.
No.
Pretty much. So,
what I said the first time is I said to Jeff, I thought you had that. So I'll say it again. I thought you already had that.
No, I have a bunch of the albums of ELO, but this one I've never had. So I got it now. And I found something I was really wanting. DVD. It's the TCM Archives, the Laurel and Hardy collection, and two of their movies, The Devil's Brother and Bonnie Scotland. And these were released before that essential Laurel and Hardy thing came out. And so they're not on there. So I have them now. So I have all the Hal Roach Laurel and Hardy films.
Cool.
And Dr.
He has it too.
Yes.
Yes, it's fine. Oh.
Maybe it was
$6 for it. Ooh,
mine was $5.
Not that much of a bargain, but oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next.
CDs. Oh, hello.
Hi. Hi, girl.
I don't have anything new, but I can show you something that I haven't talked about before.
Ooh. What
so this is a double. This is a double CD that came out, I think, in '93. It says.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's got some really neat features I'll talk about, but it's just got a little booklet with some pictures of the band. There's Fred Turner. I think that's from their live in Japan thing. It's there's the four guys there. Well, three of them. I don't know who the guy in the middle is. Is that their manager? Maybe that might be.
Oh, Reuben Kincaid.
Might be.
No, Bruce Allen. That might be Bruce Allen. No relation to Tim. But what's really, I'll show you the CD. Okay. What's really neat is there's a couple of unreleased tracks on this. And the opening track on the collection is "The Letter," which is the old song from what, the 60s?
The Box Tops.
Yeah, and so they do a cover of that, which is really cool, and do a quite job. It's the one by Wayne Carson Thompson. And it was a demo recorded in 1971, which is when BTO was still calling themselves Braveheart. We talked about this a few weeks ago. And there's another song which is on this, was never released before, written by Randy Bachman, called "I Think You Better Slow Down / Slow Down Boogie." So kind of a rock and roll R&B thing.
Do you mean Brave Belt? Because you said Braveheart.
I say, yeah, Brave Belt. Okay. And so it's got some of the songs are live, which is nice to get a different version of them. Some are from the Live in Japan thing. But now what's really interesting on this is 7 of the songs are from Not Fragile. So and there's only 9 songs on Not Fragile. But that was their big album, right? It's the one with what's the song? "Roll On Down the Highway." "You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet." Those are big hits for them. So I bought this back in, I guess, '93. This is the only thing I own on CD by BTO, because I've got all their albums on vinyl, and it even includes 2 tracks from 2 albums they did after Randy Bachman left, which I thought was kind of interesting as well. So it really is an anthology. It covers the whole period, even at the end without Randy Bachman. So pretty decent set if you ever get your hands on it. There it is, BTO, the anthology.
Okay.
I wanted to show that because I didn't have anything new, and I said to Doc, "Well, let me grab something I can talk about." So there you go.
Sounds good.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, Tim, you gonna do your stuff again?
Do your stuff.
Everybody act surprised and act like you know what this is.
Have you got any Everly Brothers?
I was shocked to find this in my thrift store.
Oh yeah.
The Godfathers. I think this is their first album, hit by hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
I just saw that recently.
You don't see this. I may have this on vinyl, but I've never seen it on
CD. Okay.
I just saw that recently, like 10 minutes ago.
So and these guys started out kind of as a punk band, and then they had a big hit with "Doctor in the TARDIS," which was a big dance song in the clubs. And they took a Sweet song and a Doctor Who's theme and Gary Glitter's "Rock and Roll," and they mashed it all up into one song.
Rock and roll.
Just said it was by Chin and Chapman because that was the Squeeze song. And if any of the other people wanted to sue, they had to sue poor Chin and Chapman because they didn't take any writing credit for it, which is clever, but it's not nice. So anyway, that's the Godfather.
Don't forget the part where they sing.
Artists, you know what I'm talking about. It's a pretty interesting song, but not on that album.
Yeah.
And then I picked up the Mason Williams compact disc. No, it's the phonograph record, but they should have changed the title. And he's on a weird background where they've morphed the buses. There you go, Paul. I've done your line for you.
Is that 2 buses that crashed, or is it one bus?
No, it's not. It's not. They've manipulated this before digital. Isn't that amazing that they could do that?
It's a magic bus.
Yeah, it's a magic bus. Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend are on that bus.
Okay.
Nice.
And Keith was driving it, I guess.
And Keith, by the way, speaking of those guys, he had met them, obviously, because he was the main writer for the Smothers Brothers show. He was the head writer, and the Who were on the Smothers Brothers, so he would have known them.
He probably did meet them.
They called
Brothers?
Tim,
Do you have
look
any
at
Everly Brothers or Carpenters?
yeah, Tim, look at Stephen is talking to you. Hey Tim,
Oh.
I got Birth, School, Work, Death by the Godfather. It's on vinyl. It's good
Hey,
stuff.
Dave.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking Doctor. You know, I got the wrong band. They didn't do Doctor in the TARDIS. I got the wrong band. Twice I got the wrong band. They did Birth, School, Work, Death. That's a big hit.
Okay.
Jesus, how did I mess that up? The Time
It's
Lords
okay.
is the other one. Anyway,
That's right.
I
Nobody heard
also
it the
bought
first
some
time.
records at my thrift store.
Mhm.
Tim, nobody heard it the first time, so don't worry about it.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
This is the nicest copy of this album I've ever seen. This is the Carpenters single, 69 to 73. It looks like it was made yesterday.
Great, yeah.
It
Now,
is
does that have the booklet?
It does have the booklet. What you should ask.
Funny, yeah.
It's got the original booklet with the lyrics and such, and
is it on A&M Records?
It is A&M Records, and
I think that cover's been armor-old.
yeah, it's just. I wouldn't. I own this already. I wouldn't have bought it, but it's just such a nice copy for a buck. I couldn't just let it sit there. I mean,
it's very shiny.
Again, it's just minty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like from somebody's collection.
Look, Tim.
And I'm thinking that this is an original pressing too, because I don't think later issues would have had the book. So
I bet it came with shrink wrap on it.
It did. It
It looked like it had shrink wrap.
It had falling off shrink wrap on it, and I wanted to get rid of it before I even bought it. But there was no place to put it in the store, so I just took it home with me and threw it away. But it was falling off.
Yeah, look, Tim, you're being paged again.
Sell.
Says that was the Time Lords, Tim. You just
I know. I said it was the Time Lords. I messed up.
Yeah.
I messed up.
Yeah, and
I admit I messed up.
in that album, does it have Karen's handwritten drum charts also?
No.
Maybe in the booklet.
No,
they're not in the booklet.
Okay.
And I picked the best of the Everly Brothers up on the original green Warner Brothers label.
Oh, yeah.
And I picked this up because it is Warner Brothers, but these, if you notice, these are all the Cadence hits. And they re-recorded them for Warner Brothers, which I always find fascinating. I love that kind of thing. So I don't know if I've ever heard these versions of the songs before. So
because the only rule is they had to wait 5 years after the original Cadence recordings.
Oh, did they?
All right.
To record them for
then that probably puts this more like 64, which is what I guessed the first time. And it's in stereo, which is another reason I bought it.
Living stereo.
Here, I can.
Because they would have had to wait until 1963 or later.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on the green Warner Brothers label.
Oh.
And it's in pretty nice shape. It's not as minty as the Carpenters or anything, but it's in decent shape. I'm trying to put things away here so I don't have to do it later.
It's 20 years older than the Carpenters.
Well, yeah. But it's in decent enough shape.
Yeah.
And I picked up what I believe is the very first Jerry and the Pacemakers album, Don't Let the Sun Catch You Crying.
Yeah,
Which also has How Do You Do It on it, the song the Beatles passed on. George Martin produced it for them instead. And they did have a #1 hit with it. So George neither was wrong in that case, weirdly. The Beatles weren't wrong for not wanting to do it, but George wasn't wrong because it went to #1 in the UK. So, and it's on Glory Records.
All right.
Cool.
It's on.
I've got one more, which you guys haven't seen yet.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay, good.
This is folks. This is where we figured out we weren't live. Right here.
Wait, before you do anything, let's check to make sure we are.
Yeah, let's make sure we're live. Are we live? All right.
You're live.
And
Third time's a charm.
The reason I picked this
We're
up too, Elvis's worldwide hits, 2 record set, volume 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I picked this up because it's one of the rare times you can find 70s Elvis. Hang on, let me pull one of these out here. In mono.
Oh,
It's not that reprise stereo crap that we got in the 70s. It's the actual mono version
too, which is kind of nice.
So
was that there? Was that like a premium label, the gold one?
no, they just went through. Gold was one of their. They did black, gold, red in the 60s. Isn't there another color that they did maybe? But yeah, they had a couple.
Didn't they do a yellow? Or is that what
I don't remember a yellow.
Maybe I'm thinking of the gold.
Yeah, there's gold and there's black, and I'm thinking there's maybe silver. I can't remember, but anyway. So yeah, for $1, Elvis's worldwide hits, volume 1 and 2. I couldn't pass that. It's in pretty nice shape. Covers
what
not
$1?
Buy that for $1.
Yeah.
In mono, yeah. So that's everything I'm gonna show. I picked up other stuff too, but I'm not gonna show it today.
Save it for Sunday. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have other people on this show, don't we? Yeah. Look, it's James Bowie, Sinatra, Lenny, White Lennon. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I have nothing new, but I did find something. I looked it up before I came on.
Well,
And
that's
I noticed
true.
you guys weren't live. So I got my Partridge Family again. I found
Oh,
them.
you found it.
Hey.
And this one?
Oh, okay.
Wow, it's still in the shrink.
No, it's in a special
Sleeve.
sleeve.
Oh, okay, sleeve.
Oh,
And
freezer
then this
bag.
one.
Okay.
Cool.
There you go.
There you go.
But I do have a movie review I can give you.
Okay. Go ahead.
I watched it the other night. I watched Epic, the Elvis movie.
Oh, the Elvis
Okay.
movie.
And it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of documentary stuff in there. I was hoping for more music, like more concert footage, just having a full concert, but it was very good. And at one scene, and there was a lot of rare footage in this film, and there was one scene where a lady threw her actual bra on the stage, and Elvis put it on his head while he was singing. It was so funny. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film, and if you haven't seen it, make sure you get a chance to watch it because you're going to love it. And I can say it's epic. Yep. All right.
You can believe them.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, George Smith is there.
George.
Yay! He gets a turn too. Hey, George,
Yes.
what have you got to show us today?
Well, I
Wallpaper.
almost bought something today,
Wow. You forgot your
Which-
wallet at home.
which rounds off to not buying anything because this is one of these newfangled online purchases.
Ooh.
And when I went to the site, I got the email announcement. I went to the site, and it was sold out.
Oh.
Oh, no.
It's new wallpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. I think I see a new CD on that shelf behind you. Over
No.
here. Left. There's one that I don't recognize.
He repapered his wall.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it was a one of these fancy 12-inch vinyl albums that I was attempting to buy today.
Can't tell.
Are
And
you going to tell us what it was? No.
it must be some kind of Superman tribute album because it's called The Boys of Lois Lane.
Ooh, that sounds
Ooh.
frightening.
by Paul McCartney.
What? Oh,
And it's sold out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you missed out, George. I
I
feel
did.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't worry. I think they'll make more.
I'm assuming that George was going for the Third Man edition, is what I'm assuming.
Correct. Yes.
Whoa!
that was it. Yes.
Yeah.
The much sought after white label edition.
Wow.
Well, keep trying, George. You'll get it. You'll get
because the thing is, we've had the colored vinyl variants. We've occasionally had the alternate cover variant, and now it's a label variant that we've all built our hopes and dreams around.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic, George.
George, you're just going to have to move on somehow. You're going to have to muddle through life somehow, get over this tragedy
Tim,
in your life.
You're laughing. I Tim, did you order it successfully?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't do that kind of. I not a variant guy. No.
Okay.
And that's George Smith's rant for this week.
Yes.
Thank you.
You put them on the turntable and they all sound the same.
Hi. Oh, George wasn't done yet?
I did have another Beatles related rant.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So I'm on the site for a particular TV network that's on. And they have various quizzes aimed for the very very low
IQ.
Low IQ, yes.
Yeah.
They have lots of quizzes aimed for a very
low IQ.
Well, starter level of trivia knowledge. And so one was are these Beatles songs or Brady Bunch episodes?
Oh goodness.
I thought well that should be pretty easy.
Give us an example.
What was like She Loves You? Is that a Beatles song or an episode title? So go with the Beatles, yeah. Okay.
I'll have to check on Wikipedia.
And it was Sydney buys a new hat. Is that a Brady Bunch?
Oh, that's one of my favorite. That's a toe tapper. That's a toe tapper.
That sounds like a Beatles song.
Yeah.
Well, that's a B-side of a Ringo single, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the kids break a anniversary.
Yeah. They should never colorize like the Munsters or the Addams Family. Those should be in black and white. It's obvious that they should be, but other things don't matter so much. Bewitched doesn't matter.
In 1964, the UK didn't have color TV.
No, I know. Yeah. Doctor Who didn't go color till like 69 or 70.
Yeah, right.
We are seen. Yeah. Somebody sees us.
Yes, we're back.
Oh, yay. We're back in action.
Maybe.
My fingers were getting tired.
Yes. Yeah. We're back on.
I don't have to do the play-by-play anymore.
We're back on. Hi.
Just came back. Whoops. Yeah. Just came back.
Color for any series wasn't possible until 69.
Yeah.
We were talking about colorizing.
They were still doing black and white into the early 70s.
In the UK, yes, they were.
We're talking about colorizing black and white TV shows. It's caused a real conflict here on the panel.
And Doc was showing us something, and he didn't think I'd be interested in something, but
it's way over here someplace.
Yeah. See, Doc
Well,
got
if you
mad.
didn't chuck everything you own, Doc, after you showed it, then you wouldn't have to go looking for it.
Well, yeah, but I didn't think people would be coming back either. Okay, let me start this controversy again. Oh, hey, guess what? I found the complete first season of I Dream of Jeannie in color.
In color, really?
Oh no! What does this mean?
Shocking.
About the rubber bullets.
I bet Tim won't approve.
Yeah. Okay. No, this is not Tim Allen approved. No, he says.
Is it in
You
mono
need to call
or
this
stereo?
the Deja Vu episode.
Doc, what does it say on the back of the case? Is that season in black and white or color?
It's in color. See, in color.
It's in color.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it has been colorized because they want to sell them. They did the same thing to Bewitched. The first 3 seasons were black and white.
But when both of those came out in a box set, they gave you both the seasons in black and white and color, which is a smart thing to do. You make your own choice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and of course the color sold more.
It's like mono versus stereo, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So
you do.
Yeah.
It depends on how it's done. Again, one of those networks that Doc watches, I don't know what they're called, was showing Gilligan's Island the first season colorized, and it looked terrible. It was awful.
That's
but if they do a good job, then you know it's okay.
Yeah. Actually, Lee, we escaped from where we belong.
Maybe they should put us back in.
I think they showed the colorized Gilligan on WTBS.
Yeah, but Ted Turner did that. He did a terrible job.
My problem with all the greens were exactly the same, you know. So they're walking through the jungle, and every piece of foliage was exactly the same color.
Yeah,
it's like, God, it just looks so bad.
Yeah. Well, it's been in syndication for about 60 years, and hasn't that always been a colorized version?
No. When I was a kid, they actually showed in syndication the first season of Gilligan's Island, and they actually showed it in black and white.
Tubi has it on black and white for free.
Yeah, and if you watch it on
I never saw it in black and white until it was on MeTV.
I did, but
so at least they got one thing.
Here's the thing. By the time I was like a teenager and they're showing it, now they're only showing seasons 2 and 3. They didn't colorize the first season or anything. They just didn't show it. They were only showing seasons 2 and 3.
See, the problem I have with it is shows that were shot in black and white, the lighting and the positioning and things, it was all done for black and white.
Yeah.
So when they put color in it, it actually loses something. It doesn't. Things don't blend in the way they should because of the way that it's lit, right?
Mm-hmm. It was lit for black and white, yeah.
It was lit for black and white.
Yeah.
And when they colorize it, it ruins it, in my opinion. Like, I remember when they colorized Christmas Carol, you know, the 1950 with Alistair Sim, right? It came on, like I used to watch that every Christmas, but now it's color and I can't watch it. I can't stand it because it's just
unwatchable.
It loses the shadows. It loses, particularly when you have facial close-ups and stuff. It loses a lot of the artistry that goes into that, and it's just, to me, it's like taking stereo records and brick walling them. That's kind of the same thing, right? That's what it sounds like to me. Anyway, I wish they wouldn't do it. Honestly, I think they ruined it.
But kids, this was done rather recently, within the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
So like, they look great.
Yeah, they weren't lighting that special or anything. You know, I mean, it
depends
I
on
don't
that.
mind
Yeah. TV shows are a little more forgiving, but like some episodes of the Twilight Zone, you know, like the lighting is a main character in those shows.
No, that should never
best in colorize that
stuff.
No, you just can't colorize that stuff. It ruins it.
Well, then
In fact, I think one of the bad things about Night Gallery is that it's shot in color.
Yeah.
You guys have never seen these colorizing. You'd be amazed.
It's
amazing.
No, I have. I have.
Yeah.
For PBS was showing both of those shows on IGN and Bewitched back to back, an hour apiece for years. And
I don't know. I just don't agree with the
one.
reasons.
All right.
I don't agree with the reasons they do it. They're just trying to, update it, or I don't even know why they do
They
it.
won't sell us or black. Kids today won't watch black and
Kids
white.
won't watch black and white. That's true. They just won't.
Right.
Well, how many kids are dying to watch I Dream of Jeannie anyway?
Well, no, they're not dying to watch it, but if it's the best they got, they will.
Because they have no taste.
Well, she's wearing too many clothes for one thing. That's a big problem right there. But anyway.
Well, yeah, but you want to check out Jeannie's navel for sure. So.
Well, you're not going to see that.
No, you're not going to see that.
You hope for it. Maybe it'll slip out or something.
No,
I mean,
you
got to understand.
Major Nelson wasn't naval; he was Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he had bullets.
So tell us what service was Major Healy in? Do you know that?
Same thing.
No, he wasn't Air Force.
Wasn't he also Air Force?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, they were in the same place.
I think he was in the Marines. I think he was in the Marines.
Really?
Wow. Don't try to start another controversy.
Mm-hmm. But then Major Nelson moved.
Because I thought he had a different color uniform.
Welcome back, Ash.
Hi, Ash. Yeah, didn't Major Nelson?
I never noticed that.
Later in the years.
I always assumed they were in the same branch because they're always in the same office.
I don't think Healy was. No, I don't think he was. Oh. He was different. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Well, I think he was because after he got out, he became an airline pilot. And
he might have been Army, but he wasn't. He wasn't Air Force.
He moved across the way from Bob Newhart.
He wasn't a pilot. He
military,
was a navigator. He was never a pilot.
Well, I think he was. I don't think it was Army. I think he was a Marine. I think he was from the Marines.
Oh, good heavens!
Oh.
I'll let you know when I start watching this stupid thing.
How many episodes? How many?
Well, I thought Healy had.
Maybe you think of Gomer Pyle.
Ah.
Well, Healy had a green uniform, like you could see it in the later shows. It was not the same color as Nelson's uniform.
Later
uniform.
I thought they were both in blue.
They were both in the same service. Why else would they be
only in the black and white episodes?
Well, this is the color one, so they're both in the same service.
I'll Google it and we'll see.
Oh, see, some people are still dreaming of genius.
Yeah. They seem to be working on the same base.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Doc, somebody asked how many episodes are in season 1?
Oh, that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably about
20.
No, he. Who said he was in the Army? Yeah, he was in the Army.
Oh, was he? Okay.
James Farley. Yeah. Major Healy. He was a United States Army officer. Major Tony Nelson was USAF astronaut.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was in the Army. Yeah. No, he had a green uniform. It wasn't blue like Nelson.
You never know if it was in black and white.
I never noticed that.
You have the color ones.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can tell.
Yeah. Visual distinction. Healy wore a green uniform, while Nelson wore a blue Air Force uniform.
Oh.
See.
If you didn't have the colorized ones, you'd never know.
I think Dr. Bellows was Air Force too.
Mm-hmm.
He was just befuddled.
Yeah. But he was just befuddled.
Because
he
was
Nelson's boss, so he had to be Air Force.
Okay, 30 episodes.
30. Okay.
30. Wow. Well, back in the day, they just cranked them out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's crazy. Isn't
it? They didn't stop at 22 or anything.
Are there any extras on the DVD set?
Good.
Any interviews or anything?
Let me see. A tour of Jeannie's navel. Gosh, it's dark in here, and my eyes are tiny. This is tiny. Commentaries. Oh, I love
Oh,
commentaries.
good. That's
Commentary.
good. I like those too. Yeah.
With
Bruno
show's
Kirby.
star. Oh, the show's star. Well, I think this must have came out after what's his name died, Larry Hagman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they did that.
Because
it could have been old clips though.
Yeah.
Because
Bill
Daly died before him, I think.
Yeah, he was the first to die.
Yeah. Where Dr. Bellows was, and then Major Healy, and then Major Nelson.
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you read that?
No,
it's too small.
It says,
make yourself big.
Make myself big. What a great idea.
And I'll read it on the big TV.
audio
what
commentary
are
for
you
the
reading?
other episode with the show stars. I dream the out of the bottle featuring exclusive new interviews with
Larry
Hagman and Bill Daly.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Contains all 30 episodes.
In Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So what year was it published? What year was that? released?
65, I believe, was the first year.
No, this was DVD. 2008, it said.
2006.
Yeah.
2006. So Hagman was still alive then, I think, wasn't he?
Not sure.
Yeah, but even so, he could have done it the very first time that ever came out. And he could have done a commentary.
Well, yeah,
They're
that's
not always new commentary.
Hagman died in 2012, so yeah. Yeah, he could have it could have been previous stuff.
Probably Butch Patrick.
I don't know.
I'd say Butch Patrick.
Oh, okay.
Fred Gwynn. I'll say Fred Gwynn.
Yvonne DiCarlo.
Spot the Dragon.
Uncle Fester.
but anyway, yeah.
I think Grandpa.
This is 2006.
Okay.
But I noticed on the back, where was it? Over in the right-hand corner. It's presented in full screen. Oh, wrong aspect. Oh,
yes.
No, full screen is what you want. That's the right aspect.
No, they didn't make full screen back in.
No, the full screen is 4:3, Doc. It would say widescreen if it was presented in widescreen. Full screen is
4:3.
Widescreen is 16:9. Full screen is 4:3.
Okay.
So it's in the proper aspect ratio, Doc.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right.
4:3 is what they call full screen.
Butch Patrick, he was on all over the place. He was in.
Oh, Paul Winchell was on I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah, too. My Three Sons and all kinds of stuff.
Back then, he would have brought his dummies along, I suppose.
Yeah, My Three Sons was black and white.
Yeah, the first 3 or 4 seasons.
Wasn't Hogan's Heroes originally in black and white?
One episode. One episode.
One episode? Not one season?
No, one episode. Also, one episode of Get Smart. The first episode of Get Smart was black and white.
I always found it amazing that
they would have been the pilots.
Those would have been the pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always found it amazing that Bonanza was all full color, like
all
first episode all the way through, and that was 59, right?
Superman from what, season 2 or season 3 was in color in the 50s? What were they thinking?
Yeah.
Well, it was expensive. That's what they were thinking, and nobody had color TVs.
Actually, I think they were showing it in shorts in theaters too. I think that's why they filmed it in color. I think.
But nobody had color TVs back then, so why have the expense that nobody can see?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I say that's what was amazing about Bonanza being in color, because still not many people had color TVs at that point, but the studio was willing to pay the expense on it. So
and when Superman went color, probably less than half the people in America had TVs. I'm talking black and white, even just a TV, and yet they're shooting this in color. Why?
Well, my folks, we never had a color TV till like 72, 73.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking just a TV period.
Yeah.
In 1954 or 55, only a third of Americans had a TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, in 1960, it was only 40%.
Oh, it was only still 40% in 60.
40% in 1960.
There you go.
Look how much the Cramdens battled over a television in their apartment.
Yeah.
Well, I would have gotten. I agree with Alice on that one. If you're going to have Ed Norton down in your apartment every night watching TV, I'd get rid of the damn thing too.
Because 1960 was the first televised presidential debate.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had a color TV because my dad sold them. So
And that lost Nixon the election. He was a had. It is that one. He was Nixon a had, and that debate lost Nixon the election. Because if it was if they just heard it on radio, they might have voted for him, but they couldn't see him. And he was just full of sweat, and he was nervous, and they just said, nope, we don't trust this guy.
People that listen on radio said Nixon won easily.
Yeah.
But the 40% that watched on TV said Kennedy was better.
Yep.
Dewey wins the election.
Yeah.
Because Nixon
Walter Cronkite was wrong
on TV.
Oh, hi, James.
Hello. Well,
did you have anything?
Keep me big for a second. I have something to show you. I have a series that everybody loved as kids.
Okay.
And it looks amazing on Blu-ray. Hold on, let me grab it.
Okay, go ahead.
I bet it's I Dream of Jeannie. That's my prediction.
This better be good after that setup.
Well, he's back already.
Okay, here we go.
Watching it.
Maybe it's Gilligan's Island.
When I watched, I haven't finished the series yet, but when I watched this, I was blown away how crisp and clear the picture looks. Sorry about the ring.
Oh, the Flintstones.
Flintstones, yeah, the original Flintstones, yeah.
Yep, and it says here the complete series includes 2 bonus movies, The Flintstones and WWE Stone Age SmackDown, but I wanted it not for that movie because I haven't watched that one yet, but John Cena's in it. But they also have The Man Called Flintstone. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
I have that on
That's
TV.
the reason I wanted this box set, because it had The Man Called Flintstone, and seats in 2 because there's all 6 seasons, seasons 1 to 3. And then you have here seasons 4 to 6.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty
When
cool.
did they change Barney's voice?
It was always Mel Blanc.
Yeah. They changed Ed's voice.
He had a different voice. No, it wasn't. He had a different voice. He had a different voice at some point.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Mel Blanc was in a car accident in the early 60s. And he was in the hospital. So they got somebody else to do Barney.
Now, I know they changed.
Wow, Mike, you got all the Dukes of Hazzard. Pretty cool, man.
I know they changed Fred Flintstone.
Who does Vito Scotti?
Yeah.
No, what? I think it was Dawes Butler that they had got.
Okay.
Because he's on the payroll. And I guess.
Easy. Okay.
Yeah. So he took over for Barney for a few episodes, and until they got to like,
It was just temporary. It wasn't a.
No, it was well. If you're lying there in a coma.
Well, when I was in mom jail, I was watching The Lone Ranger, and I never knew this. For a year and a half, it wasn't Clayton Moore. It was another guy. But nobody noticed. The other guy talked in a monotone like Clayton. He wore a mask. I mean, you'd have to look really, really hard to figure out that that's not Clayton Moore. And it for like a year and a half, he was having contract trouble. He wanted a raise. They wouldn't give him one, so he wouldn't sign his contract. So they brought in some other guy. But it's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell. But it's not Clayton Moore for like a year and a half.
So the same situation as Dukes of Hazzard. Because weren't they replaced for
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
they
that
had
one
new
season.
guys called Cohen Vance or something. And then it just got
Well, they brought in Cousins, right? Because
Yeah, the first-
two guys
yeah,
wanted,
first
they went on
Flintstone,
strike or
yeah.
something. They wanted more money.
Yeah, Bo and Luke were the
Yeah.
best.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
was
was
reading
it
this
when
one-
you
one whole
characters-
season though, right? They did it for a whole season, I think.
Was it a whole season or most
I
of
think
the
it was,
season?
yeah.
It would make sense that they walk out for an entire season. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh,
They should have
yes.
used more time with Daisy there.
But when when you're when you're wearing a mask, it's easy to just replace the guy. Like I said, you never know. He talked like Clayton Moore. Clayton Moore was very stiff anyway, so he didn't have to be any great actor, and forget the guy's
So
name.
he was playing the same guy though, right? He wasn't like the Lone
look
Ranger.
it up.
He wasn't
No,
the cousin of the
he
Lone
was
Ranger.
the same guy. They didn't,
The lone
he was
cousin.
the same guy.
Okay.
Like I said, it's hard to tell. I watched probably 2 or 3 episodes before I realized that's not Clayton Moore. So then I looked it up, and no, it wasn't Clayton Moore.
And it was Tim
And
Conley.
it's early in the show too. It's like the second season, or second or third season. It's pretty
Yeah,
early
then
in the
he came
run.
back, and I think
Then
the last
he came back.
season
Then
was
he
in
came
color.
back, and
The last season was in color, though. I remember the color episodes. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah. People remember even Jan of the Brady Bunch was replaced.
Yeah,
I
for
want to see another cool CD
Later.
collection.
Yeah.
what you
The
got?
fake Jan.
The
the
fake
fake
fan of that disco show, Disco Brady Bunch.
You weren't supposed to notice it wasn't Eve Plum,
No,
but we did.
Yeah.
Well, isn't there a fake Marcia in one of the movies or
Yeah.
something too?
Mhm.
Marcia
Yeah,
didn't come back.
Marsha.
Yeah.
This is right.
I'm going to add some culture. You want some culture? Here's a great CD set.
Oh, look.
Oh, classical.
Oh, Beethoven. I love Beethoven.
5
especially his poems.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But I looked all over this and I could not find Roll Over Beethoven. It's not on here.
Oh darn it.
Paul, is the Pastoral Symphony on
Yeah.
that one?
Yeah, take it back.
No, it's all 9 symphonies.
Okay.
I hope it has original artists on that.
Oh yeah.
You would hope so.
Look on the bottom of the fine print. These have been re-recorded, not by the original. Okay, let's have a look at that. The complete Beethoven Symphony.
Volume 1. Yeah.
I don't see Chuck Berry on that at all.
No, I don't.
Actually, anyway,
Or
it was
the Beatles did it too.
my father-in-law had it when he passed away. Like they were just going to give this stuff away. And I thought, well, no, I'm going to take the complete symphonies. I mean, it's good stuff. Anyway, there's your culture moment for the day.
I could do culture too, but I didn't buy any yogurt at the store this week. So.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'll counteract the culture.
Okay.
And now for culture.
Culture time.
Well, while Tim goes to find some culture, we'll run a commercial and we'll see you on the other side.
Trampolines. No wonder the Wilsons are in good shape.
Including Ida, my wife.
Mother of 5. Yet she keeps slim as her teenage daughter. How? Exercise and the right kind of foods. Like a post-grape nuts breakfast. It fills you up, not out. Gives you important protein. And only grape nuts have these crunchy nuggets. Enjoy a delicious post-grape nuts breakfast. It fills you up, not out. Post cereals make breakfast a little bit better.
See, we used to have grape nut flakes in Canada, and they were really good. I loved them, but you can't get them anymore.
Yeah, my grandmother, my nana used to eat grape nuts.
No, my mom and dad used to have grape nuts, but we had to turn up the TV because.
Well, the flakes were awesome. And they were like Raisin Bran flakes, but it was grape nuts.
Grape nuts was like chewing your own teeth. It was horrible.
Yeah, you could find your teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like chewing gravel.
Yeah, I'd rather eat the box. I really would.
Yeah, but
They
they
taste
were-
Anyway,
well.
here,
they come in a tiny box.
here's some
Okay.
counter. Here's I'm doing
Okay.
some counter
Okay, what
culture.
you got?
too.
Counterculture.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
maybe.
Boom.
I'm
Okay.
eating.
Brrr.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And notice who
Getting
put
hot
it out.
here.
This used to be
Rhino.
such a good company. Rhino
Yeah.
used to do everything.
Yeah, what
They
happened
don't.
to them?
Hmm.
I don't know. But this is actually a great book. It covers
Yeah.
pretty much
Oh, the
everybody.
book.
But there is one
Oh,
or two missing, but it
I
covers
thought it was
everybody.
a record.
No, it's a book. It covers every
Mhm.
bombshell of
Yeah.
the 50s. Well, almost every. There's one or two missing,
Mhm.
but it
Wow.
does a good job. It's written well.
You've got Margaret Hamilton in there.
No, I don't
Uh,
and there's some color photos in the middle, you know. And Betty Page. Here, I'm just showing myself. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Oh, I can't show
It
that one.
looks,
There's a few
it
I
looks like
can't.
it looks like Mamie Van Doren on the cover.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And she's
Yeah.
still with us. You're in 90s.
there's the
Look at
inside.
Alverna Bradshaw.
I can show
Oh,
you that.
what is that? Who is that?
Who is it?
Mm,
So Phyllis Diller, I think.
no.
I'm not even positive, but I think it's Eve Meyer.
Oh.
Yeah, might be one of what's his name, early models.
I'm
The guy-
going with Phyllis Diller.
Yeah,
The guy used to do all those
not-
nudie movies. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, she
Anyway,
was. Phyllis was good looking
I
when she
just
did all her
wanted to,
makeup.
you know,
stuff.
counteract,
Yeah.
you know. But this is cool because it has everybody from strippers to, you know, Hollywood actresses to
Mhm.
just cover girls to all, you know.
Yeah.
Julie Newmar's in here. I forgot
Woohoo.
Julie Newmar.
Oh yeah.
Stella Stevens is in here.
Oh,
June Wilkinson.
June Wilkinson is in here.
Oh yeah. She was on Playboy.
Bridget
Marilyn,
Bardot.
of course.
Marjorie Main.
Nice picture of Jane
Here we go.
Mansfield.
Yeah, like
Ah.
that.
yeah.
Everybody's in here.
Nice.
Is
And
Shirley
this-
Booth in there?
No, Shirley Booth isn't in here.
How about the ever popular Toadie Fields? Is she in there?
Tempest Storm is
Oh,
in
yeah.
here. Betty Brosmer's in here. Eve Meyer. Anyway, Sophia Loren is in here.
Oh yeah, in the early days. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was going to say Shelley Winters, but
Bridget
she was
Bardot
actually
is in
pretty
here.
Yeah, Shirley Booth.
Anyway, this book is like from the 80s, and I wish Rhino still did this kind of stuff instead of whatever it is they do now. Nobody even
Maybe that's the only book they sold. You know, they made one book and Tim bought it, and then, well,
Yeah.
No, they made more. They put up a few books, and they were all very interesting. Rhino started out as an interesting company. They didn't necessarily want to sell billions of everything they sold. The world wasn't like that then. They just wanted to put interesting stuff out there in print. I mean, they started out doing novelty records and stuff. They weren't, you know. The Monkeys and the Turtles were when they got serious a little bit about doing proper work. Before that, they were doing, you know, the kazoo bands and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not buying
They
that
do,
book unless there's
They
a
do good vinyl reissues. Like that stuff is usually pretty good quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just Warner Brothers now with the Rhino name on it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like the vintage wing of Warner Brothers.
Yeah. They started out as their
No,
own company, you know, doing their own thing, and it's just a good company.
I'm not buying that book unless there's a multi-page fold-out of Ma Kettle in it.
No
You like Mark
multi-page
Hamill, do you?
holdouts of anybody.
Ma Kettle's a fox.
Well, I would buy that if it had Bridget Bardot. What a
It
woman.
does.
Ooh,
It does.
It
nice.
does. It does.
Ha, ha, ha.
She's in it.
Oh, the Eagles.
Ooh, the
Probably
Eagles.
probably Betty Page as well.
So this
Yeah, Betty Page. a lot.
This was out a few years ago. It's a box set of those albums, reissues.
Oh.
But now this one's on. I guess they were on Asylum, which is Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
But this was also out on Rhino. I've seen copies of this on Rhino as well. But again, as Tim says, that's just Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
But these are actually really good. Like they faithfully reproduced all the stuff, and they do sound really good. Like they're good quality stuff. Anyway, this came out. I can't remember when I bought this. I remember I bought it in downtown Vancouver at London Drugs of all places.
Perjury, man. Yeah.
But the Eagles didn't give you a lot of swag in their albums, but Hotel California had that poster in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they did reproduce that. Just show you that. Well, there's the inner sleeve. Yeah. And I used to have this poster up on my wall when I was in high school. But there's the famous poster.
Oh, okay. The 5 of them. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And of course, this was when Joe Walsh had joined them.
Mm-hmm.
There's Joe on the end there.
Yeah, Randy Meister left right after the tour.
Yeah, so it's good stuff. The interesting thing, for a time, they tried to erase Don Felder, right? And for a time, and I've never seen this myself. I read this online, but when they produced this album, originally he was listed first on the writing credits. But later on, they put him last on the writing credits. And the music is all his. Henley and Fry wrote the lyrics, but Felder was really the guy behind the music. So they corrected that when they redid this reissue. But I've never seen that. But apparently they put him at the end of the writing credits because they were mad at him. But anyway, doesn't matter. Just a little trivia thing.
Nice.
Lee has that box set in CDs.
Yeah, and I this was out in the early 2000s. I can't remember. I can't get a date. Oh, here's a date on the bottom. Maybe I can get a date for you here. Oh, 2013. Yeah, 2013 this came out. So, which is interesting because it didn't include Long Road Out of Eden, which was the album they did in 2007. So they stuck with the original catalog. But anyway, it's a decent box set, and the vinyl is really good quality. They really did a good job on it. Anyway, there you go.
Wonderful. Yes.
But I mentioned it because we were talking about Rhino, and this also came out with the Rhino logo on the box as well. So
later editions. So Jay Silverheels guested on what TV show?
One of the shows was the Brady Bunch.
Oh, he played Tonto.
Yeah. He was also on the Knight Show. And
was he on I Love Lucy?
I don't think so. Back then, he was playing westerns.
Tried to give Ricky Ricardo a scalping?
No. He's actually Canadian.
Oh,
really?
Oh. We're very proud of Jay Silverheels.
Wouldn't he have been on a game show like What's My Line?
No, I'm sure. Jay Silverheels
I've got a secret.
Was the grandfather of a little boy that befriended the Brady kids when they went camping, and they would be before that little boy. His granddad was played by Jay Silverheels. So.
Your kid's gonna get lost.
Yeah.
You stay with parents.
That camping.
Don't wander alone.
Back when the first season or something.
Whatever you do,
Kimosabe, we're going to the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
You'd think after like 235 episodes, Tano would have learned not to go to town because he would get beat up every single time he went to town. But yet, every episode he's trotting off to town. It's like, why are you going to town, Tano? You know what's going to happen.
But they ran out of bullets. You have to go to town to get bullets. George knows that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff, correct. Brady Bunch in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I was thinking it must be the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
episode.
or camping in the Grand Canyon, or went that way. Yeah.
Very good, Jeff. You are you could do well on Jeopardy.
Remember this? No, I'm not going to be Jeopardy. I remember this a little bit,
And now it's time for Brady Bunch.
It is?
Yeah, let's do our Brady Bunch.
That's not the Brady Bunch. That's the Partridge Family.
Partridge
Family, I meant, yes.
Partridge Bunch.
I was going to say, you confused me.
Here we go.
Here we are. Reach, George, reach.
There we go.
Oh, we have a match. We have a match.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a match.
And the ever popular Gurr has just run away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be hurt. Oh, jeez.
That's it.
Whew. Okay. I'm going to go back to what I was going to do.
What were you going to do?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
Are you ready to test your eyes?
Yeah.
Can you see the cat?
No.
You have to stare real hard.
If there was a cat there, I'd see it.
I see. Oh, yeah, I do. It takes a while.
Like you have to stare at the lines.
Yeah, the lines get darker and darker. I see some kitty eyes.
Ooh, can you?
I see the cat's eyes.
Cat?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But it takes a little bit of look. You may give you a headache looking at it.
I see the white stripes.
We're missing a person. Just a second. Well, in the meantime, did you know that David Cassidy's birthday is in a couple days? All we have to do is check out the album cover.
Yes.
April 12th. He is correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he would have been 75.
My birthday is the day before on the 11th.
Wow. Happy birthday, James.
Hey, yeah. And yesterday was Julian Lennon's birthday.
Ooh, wow. But nobody died.
No.
No.
Not yet.
Nobody died.
Not yet.
Oh, this is getting hard on my eyes.
Yeah, for a while, it'll give you a headache.
Come on, can you see the cat?
I just see black lines and white lines, but I'm on a laptop, and I think it filters it. I think that's why. I mean, I literally can only see black lines and white lines. I can't see.
That's all I can see.
Yeah, me too.
I enlarged it.
I kind of see the eyes there.
I enlarged it too, and I'm still seeing just.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling if it was on my TV, I might be able to see it. But
well, then your eyes are terrible. Then
that's freaking me out.
I enlarged it, and it start.
I kind of see. I kind of see eyes in there, but then they disappear.
Well,
apparently it's not working for most people. The dogs can see it.
The dogs can see the cat. Yeah.
The dogs are going like, there's a cat in there.
In the late 80s and 90s, they had those books that you open, and it's just these designs, and you're supposed to see stuff. And I could never see anything in any of those, ever. I never saw one of them.
If I stand back about 8 feet from that computer, I can see the eyes.
Yeah.
So maybe you're too close. Maybe you have to stand back.
Yeah.
I see dead people.
Well, I could see two circles, but they didn't look like eyes to me.
Well, they do. Like when you stand back, I could see the eyes.
Well, I see something that looks like Jeff.
and I know James Farley is out there, so I know the perfect way to entertain him. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
The new and improved singing postman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the panel.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no, these dang buttons. No. No.
Well, their buttons giving you trouble.
There's too many buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too many buttons. Can you see the cat?
Oh, I see a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
It's a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. I don't think a cat would make that noise, but I know it's a
James
cat.
Farley didn't notice the mouth moved. Oh, James.
Yeah, it does.
That's especially just for you. Jeez. Now it's in the wrong spot. One more time just for James. Come on. It's amazing. What AI can do.
The latest in album covers.
It is, yes. It's crazy. I know. Oh, but that's not all I have here. I have one of the latest videos by Peter Boothroyd.
Oh, he has those.
Yeah, because we haven't been around for a week. Right? Yeah,
I thought they took his program away from him.
Yeah. No more.
Well, I guess you sneak one extra in.
Okay, here we go.
So, world premiere, the next cartoon by Peter Boothroyd.
Timothy, what are you doing in my room? Get out!
Get out of here. Right, yeah. Sorry.
That's cool.
Oh no!
The red room.
Thank you very much.
You look on his face.
He's been convicted. Oh
no!
What the hell was that?
Your shoulder, man.
Oh, poor Tim. I know.
I was.
Knew what's going to happen.
That one's coming.
Yeah, the big cat's going to clobber the little one.
You're like, wait for it.
Got him. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry I cut you off, George. There's a lag.
I was going to mention earlier, we should congratulate Tim because Tim, earlier you showed 3 consecutive sibling acts. Carpenters, brother and sister, Everly Brothers, 2 brothers, and Jerry and the Pacemakers.
Wow.
2 brothers.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Jerry Marsden and their drummer Lee Marsden.
Wow, I never knew that actually. Wow. Okay.
Now I know why George has been so quiet. He was figuring that out.
And don't forget the Partridge Family.
Yes, we do.
Oh yes. Partridge Family.
Yeah. Family, yes.
But they don't count as a sibling act because it was a son and a stepmother.
Well, they're related by consequence.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't siblings.
Well, this is a Partridge Family tie-in. I watched The Man in the Gray Flannel Suit the other night with
Shirley?
I forget who's in it, but anyway, this is one of the good at movie shows. But anyway, I'm watching the special features, and they showed the premiere, and the very first person they showed attending the premiere was Shirley Jones.
Ooh,
wow.
And she was a hot one.
It's like 1957. I mean, she hadn't done that much then, but there she was. It was the first person they showed. And Shirley Jones is here with her husband. You know.
Yeah.
When did she do Oklahoma?
She wasn't. She
'Cause that
was here with
kind of
another
her-
couple. She was there alone. I forget. who she was.
Late
She
50s.
did
I think?
Oklahoma around that time.
Yeah, but
That
she
was
wasn't.
her,
You
that
know
was kind of her breakout, wasn't it? Oklahoma. Was
Yeah,
her
she
first
wasn't
hit?
very famous yet. You know, but there that was the
Then
first
she did
person.
Carousel and
that
The Music Man.
Yeah. But
I
obviously,
forgot who she was there with. Another couple.
her film breakthrough would have been Elmer Gantry.
She had a great voice.
Yeah.
You really sing.
That's why she was on the Partridge Family. She was the original lead
Well,
singer.
yeah, her looks didn't hurt either. I mean,
No, she was a knockout.
oh yeah, yeah, very much.
Yeah. She's still a knockout at age 88 or whatever she is.
92.
Better looking than Shirley Booth.
Well, she's turned to dust by now.
Speaking,
She's
Doc,
no
you don't
Cheryl
get
Ladd.
commercials on YouTube. But speaking of that, for some of the rest of you, or you in the audience that get commercials on YouTube, have you seen these commercials with Martha Stewart where she says she's a dirt nerd? What I'm wondering is, how can she still look that good? She's got to be in her mid 80s, doesn't she?
I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
She still looks amazing. I'm like, how does she look that good? How is that possible?
Well, she eats cat litter.
She had a relationship with that
Uh,
rapper, didn't she?
She uses Grecian formula.
Yeah.
Bridget did her good because she still looks amazing.
She had a relationship
They were
with one
charged
rapper.
2 minutes for looking good.
Yeah.
Tim, do any of these names sound familiar?
Yes, Gregory Peck and Jennifer Jones and Frederick March were in that movie. I just can't think of things. I know them, but when it comes right down to it, I just go, oh, you know. It's like when you walk into a record store and suddenly the second you walk in the store, you get everything you listen to in your whole life, and you're just like, it's like that. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The next time
No,
I walk in,
you walk into a record store, and your first thought is, what was it that I was planning to look for?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Or you find something else that you like.
Yeah.
Oh, I threw it.
What is that, Doc? There's something there with you?
I was gonna hold up that Phil Collins abomination again.
Oh.
Oh, please don't.
Well, there you go.
You can buy a 2-disc version of that called the singles now. More songs.
No. I think there's like 12 tracks on it now, and that's too many. No.
More songs to listen to.
It's just too many birthdays these days. Don't walk into the record store. Walk through the door.
Ha.
Oh, wrong button again.
There we go. That's his first album. That's a good record.
I always thought he should have called his first album "I Like My Face" and his second album "I Like My Face Too."
That's my
And
favorite.
third album, "Don't You Like My Face?" And the fourth album, "I Still Love My Face." You know,
This is when he turned into Satan.
And you thought Loverboy was bad. Oh, take it away.
well, that's Paul McCartney, not Phil Collins.
Well, McCartney
Yeah,
has
the worst part is, alphabetically, he sits on my shelf between Eric Clapton and Alice Cooper.
good spot for him.
Yeah.
Well, for $1.49, it wasn't even worth that. I wouldn't even buy that for $1, but I did.
Yeah, well, he's very talented with pop songs, but it just got so overplayed that I never want to hear him again. It's just like
I don't.
Yeah, because the only thing wrong with his greatest hits is you're fatigued by hearing everything so often.
Yeah, it's just
studio or against the odds, and
yeah.
By the end, he turned Genesis
enough.
into just Phil Collins. I mean, there's no difference. And by the last couple of Genesis
The
albums,
music is different,
there's no
though.
difference between Phil Collins and Genesis anymore. I mean,
I don't like the direction Genesis took.
When
Honestly,
you're doing stuff like Illegal Alien,
yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad song, but it's not a Genesis song. I mean,
well, they sold out. That's all it is. They sold
or throw it all away, or whatever. I threw it all away, whatever that song's called. That's just a Phil Collins song. That's nothing.
They can't dance either.
Yeah, just Phil Collins stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm listening to this thing and I'm going like, he's got like 3 notes and he plays them ad infinitum movement. He's a drummer. He can't write songs. Come on.
Infinitum.
But he did. He wrote. But you like that period of Genesis, don't you? And he wrote all the songs then too. I hate to tell you.
Well, the Michael Murphy or whatever, he must have put something in there. So like the Collins ones are like so repetitive, and they go on for like 5 minutes, like the same row of notes. It's just somebody stop it! Somebody stop this! Stop this crazy thing! So I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just not a Phil Collins guy. But I bought it. I know. I hold it up.
But who do you say is the most underrated sibling act?
Abacab.
In the history of music.
The Franco family.
So this is the last good album that Genesis did, in my opinion.
That is a decent album. But when that came out, Mama got a lot of radio play, but I hated the laugh. And I took my cassette deck and I edited the laugh out. And Mama was such a better song without it. That laugh was just dumb.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's the best. It's the last good album they did, honestly.
Well, it's the last. It has "Home by the Sea" on it, and that to me is like the last Genesis song, really. I mean,
yeah, that's a great tune. Great tune. No, the whole album is solid. It's a very solid album.
What did the Hanson brothers do?
Bop.
She-bop or something. She-bop or
Bop.
Well, it's got Illegal Alien on it, but
I was thinking about the hockey players.
But it's a terrible. I hate that song, Bop. It's annoying.
Talk about something that's over and
the
over.
Hockey players. They would have done the theme from Slapshot.
Yeah, no, the Hudson
that
Brothers
would be their hit.
Hanson wasn't actually bad. Bop just got played and played and played. That's the problem. We didn't hear that song all the time. It wasn't a bad song. It really wasn't.
No, it wasn't. I kind of liked it.
It was produced well. It was a great pop song. It was really good for what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it's kind of the quintessential pop song, really. I mean, it's got all the elements.
I've only got a copy of it, so I can only. Nobody's ever heard this album, but
Tinted Windows. I have them in my car.
This was like a band comprised of the bass player from Smashing Pumpkins was in it. I forget his name. The guy that's no longer with us from Fountains of Wayne was in this band. And the lead singer of Tinted Windows was the lead singer of Hanson. And this is good stuff. This is a really good record. Got re-released a couple record store days ago, and I missed it. I couldn't find a copy, and I was so sad because great stuff. Tinted Windows.
Tim, is this true? Hanson will be on the next Snap Crackle Pop?
No, I don't have any Hanson on vinyl.
Oh, no.
I have nothing on vinyl. I wish I had Tinted Windows because I would play. I have played a song or two from that on my New Year's shows before when I can play, not vinyl, but that's it. I don't have that on vinyl either. Tinted Windows. Great stuff.
Look, Lee has a question. Did
Oh,
John, Paul,
yeah.
George, and Ringo have different opinions why they broke up? Well, of
I'm
course.
sure they did. Yeah, yeah.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah. George
No,
left
no,
because
no,
Yoko
yeah.
ate his biscuit.
yeah. Right. Of course. Yep.
Ringo left because he farted and was embarrassed.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there was that Canadian punk band, the Hanson Brothers. Instead of playing guitars, they played hockey sticks.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were a real sensation. Yes. Yes.
Well, I had an interesting thought today, and I would like you guys' opinion.
Holy cow! Mark it on the calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody always says that of the four Beatles, maybe the nicest guy, or certainly one of the nicest, is Paul, right? Everybody loves Paul and everything. And I was thinking about this. Okay. I'm thinking about who these guys' friends were. And everybody knows that John was hanging out with Ringo, and John hung out with Harry Nilsson, and there's a couple of Mark and a couple other people that everybody knows. Elton John. John had friends, right? And we know who they are. Yeah. George hung out with Eric Clapton, was probably his best friend. He hung out with Bob Dylan. He hung out with Jackie Stewart for a little while, the race car driver. Ringo hung out with Mark Bolan. Ringo hung out with George. Ringo hung out with John. We all know who he is.
Harry Nilsson.
Can anybody name one friend that Paul McCartney's ever had? I can't.
No. The closest you can say is it's his brother-in-law.
What?
John Eastman.
For 3 weeks.
But I was thinking about that today.
That's a great point.
We don't,
was Elvis.
I don't.
Elvis
I can't picture. He's such a workaholic.
No.
I don't think he ever just went out and hung out with people. He's always working.
I think. Well, the thing with Paul is he's actually done a really good job keeping his private life private.
Well, yeah.
So it's hard to say. Like, he might have some very close friends where he lives. It's hard to say. He is on the road a lot, and he lives in like 3 or 4 different places.
But I can even tell you a couple of Linda's friends, but I can't tell you any of Paul's, which is just odd to me.
Yeah.
Linda hung out with Chrissy Hind. There's a
Chrissy
famous
Hind
chef
and
that hung out with, and I just find that odd. I was thinking about it today, and who did Paul ever hang out with? No one.
But when he did have bandmates, they all left him. Like, they couldn't have been very good.
In the early days, Peter Asher, but he lived at his house. So that doesn't really count.
They weren't really friends. They were housemates.
Yeah, but
he
was only there for Jane, though.
I just thought of that and found it odd that I can name all the other Beatles friends, but I can't name any of Paul's.
We'll call this segment
that is an intriguing point.
Yeah,
I mean, Lennon even hung out with David Bowie. Like he.
Yeah. Lennon Elton John, David Bowie. Lennon hung out with all kinds of people. And, so did Ringo, and so
Paul McCartney knew Stevie Wonder for 2 weeks.
I don't know what you can. It's interesting, but again, I think Paul has always kept his private life very private. So,
I'm not.
You can say the same thing about the other three. The other three were just as private as Paul.
Yeah, I'm not sure he had one.
John was never private.
But they had a different kind of privacy because they didn't have the solo fame that Paul had.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I think John was pretty famous when he was alive, but John would never kept his life private. He was
No, but
always
the
out
thing is,
there.
George
was always like, it's about profile, right? And I'd say it's about profile. And I'd say John kept a pretty high profile. Ringo always kept a pretty high profile. George, not so much. George was kind of a homebody.
He was a loner.
But I think Paul has kept his personal, he's kept a pretty low profile. Like other than his performing, we don't really know what he's been up to.
He's up on his farm with a whole lot of sheep.
Interesting thought. I don't know what you can draw from it.
Yeah, but that goes to my point. My point is, I'm not sure he's ever had a personal life. I think he just works.
Well, maybe he hasn't. Maybe he has. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I don't.
I think Paul's really close with his. I think he's really close with his family, and I think that's always been his focus.
Yeah.
Whereas the other guys not so much. Well, George maybe with Danny, but Paul's always been so family oriented that it's hard to say.
Yeah, I forgot about Jeff Lynne and Tom Petty with George too. He's really good friends. But everybody says George was a loner, but yet I can count a lot of George friends. George was the outgoing one. Friends.
Well, George was always. I think George was always a fun guy to be around because he's always joking. Like George had the best sense of humor of the bunch, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion, George was the funniest Beatle too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But George was more of a homebody than a loner because George had lots of friends, but he was either at his house with his friends or at a Formula One racetrack with his friends.
Or at their houses. He would go visit people at their houses.
Yeah. But he didn't go to industry parties and things like that.
No, the one who's not a vegetarian is John. John wasn't a vegetarian.
I don't think John was. He owned cattle, he owned a bunch of cattle.
He did. Right.
Yeah.
He probably ate those cows.
Anyway.
Okay.
I just say John, but
he's always called microbiotic. Is that anything to do with vegetarianism? I don't even know.
I think John was at the end of his life. It doesn't mean he wanted for everybody. I think just for himself he was. I actually think he was. But it doesn't mean he wouldn't raise cattle or anything. He didn't do it for that reason. He did it for his own personal health. Because John, I don't know, you must have seen pictures of him, like shots taken the last day of his life and stuff. John was pretty thin when he died. John was thinner than he was when he was ever a Beatle. When he died,
and the cattle were an investment. They
exactly.
They weren't that night's dinner.
No.
Now you see, Trish remembers when Barney had a different voice.
Okay.
Oh, she's back a ways on the. Hit your refresh, Trish.
I think she might have seen the very beginning and whatever. John ate fish.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but some
he
ate at the end because John was really. It was Yoko more than John. It was really concerned about his health. Because I remember a story, I don't know if it's true, but there was a story that they were recording Double Fantasy, and he takes one of the engineers or something and says, "Come here, I want to show you something," and brings him around and goes up to the top shelf of his closet, and the guy's thinking, "Oh, he's got some good joints or something up there." So John pulls down this box of cookies and says, "You want one? Don't tell Yoko." He's hiding cookies from Yoko. I think it's brilliant.
I'm gonna have to. I gotta go to the drugstore and pick up some stuff. So, if you're still on when I get back, I'll just stay on here. If you're not, then I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
I won't be long, but
Okay. See ya.
it closes at 8 and it's 7 now, so I got to get over there and get back.
Okay.
So.
See you later.
Okay.
Peace.
All right.
Later.
Buy a whole lot of
Drugs are
yachts.
bad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think I can just.
Put
Yeah,
in there.
he's still in the green room.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Cool. Alrighty, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
And now that he's gone, what do we do?
I don't know.
Wait till he comes back or what?
You just wait, James. The show's not over yet.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. We could have train talk before you know it.
I was thinking that someone in the comments would have said by now, "Oh, Paul had one friend. He had Mal Evans." But the thing is, Mal died in 1976.
Yeah, and I don't know that they were friends. I don't know that they were friends much after the Beatles split up. They might have been. I don't know, but I never heard. You know.
Well, he moved to California. He was kind of out of the way, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
That's right. He was in L.A. and Paul was either in England or Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
John was in New York. And
yeah.
Ringo was in the Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
George was tending his garden.
Ringo
And here it is,
like
right here.
3 houses.
Yellow
Probably
Submarine.
still does. As far as I know, Ringo still lives in 3 separate countries and keeps 3 residences.
Yeah.
As far as I know. Still for tax reasons. He did it for tax reasons back when he started, and he's still doing it for taxes. So
Ringo, come on this show and tell us where you're reciting now.
well, he has a show. He has a house in LA. He has a house, I forget where, somewhere. It's tropical, but I forget exactly where. And then the third one somewhere.
You mean like Anchorage?
He might even have one in England still.
Possibly in England, yeah.
Somewhere in the Dingle.
But I forget where else. But he does it for tax reasons, so he can he lives like a 33% of in one, and then he does that, so he's not a permanent resident anywhere.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like the same situation as Paul, spending at least half a year in the U.S. to be taxed.
No. He has 3 countries. He divides it in. One's somewhere, I forget. I want to say the Bahamas, but I don't think that's right.
Because Paul can only be in England for 180 days a year.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Paul McCartney has the worst friends. Kanye West, Woody Harrelson, Adele. Who cares?
They're not friends. They're not friends. They're people that he's
he's worked with.
Have you on your record so I can remain hip?
Yeah. He probably knows Celine Dion too.
Yeah.
He knows the Harlem Globetrotters.
Because Elvis Costello wasn't his friend; he was a colleague.
Yeah. No, Elvis, and they probably haven't spoken since they worked together. I mean, it's just that's the way Paul is with people. Same thing with Eric Stewart. Same thing with whoever. Like he's not friends with anybody in his band. He doesn't hang out with anybody. He's been with those guys for 20-some. He's been with Wicks for probably almost 30 years now, but they're still not friends. He doesn't hang out with it,
Did you know Frosted Flakes are great?
Yeah, because those guys work for Paul.
Yeah,
they're not bandmates.
No, they're not.
They're hired musicians.
Exactly. Paul calls them up and they say, yes, sir. And if they're doing something else, they stop doing what they're doing and they go play with Paul. And when they're done, they go back to what they were doing. That's Material Issues had I can never even think of their names. I can't think of anybody's names anymore. The blondish guitar player guy, the guy that plays bass too. He was on Material Issues 6 months ago. Maybe.
Rusty Johnson.
Rusty, yeah, Rusty.
Rusty Anderson. Sorry.
Yes, Rusty Anderson was on there.
I was thinking Russell Johnson.
They talked about lots of other stuff. They're afraid to bring up McCartney, but finally they brought up McCartney, and that's basically what he said, you know. And he doesn't know, you know. They don't know what he's doing. They don't know. He calls them up, and he wants them on their album. He shows up. They show up.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. You know, and that's just the way it is.
Good going, George. You've just won $5,000.
Oh boy!
Woohoo!
Great. Where is it?
Way to go, George.
Yeah.
And that's a good answer to a trivia question too. Who is the person that Paul McCartney has worked with the longest in his life? That would be Paul Wicks Wicked.
And Abe
or Linda McCartney.
Not nearly as long. Wicks started just after we recorded the Russian album.
Oh, Chopa Chopa.
Nobody's been there with him that long. Yeah. Wicks is on Flowers in the Dirt till now, which is a long time. It's nearly 30 years. Going on 30 years.
That's a long time.
Yep.
I remember where I was 30 years ago.
Or is it 40 years? Not 30 years, isn't it?
And for Ringo, I don't know if he's been in the Monaco house for.
Yeah, Monaco is what I'm trying to think of. I think he still owns that house. I think he still does.
No, I think when he left there, he would have likely sold his house.
I think he still lives there part time.
Yeah, him and Grace Kelly.
Because I think he also, back in the late 70s, early 80s, he had a house in Amsterdam or something like that.
I don't know. Maybe. All I know is as far as I know, he still maintains
three
residences somewhere.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't for tax purposes.
It's something to ponder.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll ponder that while I go to bed and try to sleep.
Even though it's not nearly as necessary as it was in the 60s. In the 60s, I mean, you could get Beatles are getting taxed like 95% of their wages. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
One for you, 19 for me.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, it's absolutely absurd.
Ooh, it got quiet.
Yeah.
You know what happens when that happens?
What?
Is there someone that is working witchcraft against you?
Yes.
Somebody working witchcraft against the show, definitely.
Oh, no. Not that I know of.
But it seems to be working now, though, which is great. Who does Pete Best hang with?
I don't know now. He's doing pretty good since he got some money from the Beatles anthology. So,
yeah.
You know.
Well, he must have
a couple. He got that in 95.
Yeah,
that was quite a while ago.
Quite a while ago, but still, money's money. You know.
Ringo lives in Beverly Hills, where he moved permanently in 2014 with his wife, Barbara Bach. They previously resided in a large estate in Surrey, England.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you notice that I can make my wings flap their wings?
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's
flying, everybody. He's flying.
Wings, everybody. Wings.
Yeah. Wings.
Yeah, like that thing too. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
yeah. Wings, kids, wings. Oh, where did everybody go? I just lost a few viewers. Wow.
Uh-oh.
But Ringo doesn't like to play that up. I noticed even in that AP interview from a few days back, he sits there and he says, "Well, I'm here in LA because I'm promoting the album."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, well, no, you're also in LA because you live there.
I heard he lives on top of the Capitol Records building on the roof.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
He's way up.
Yeah, he did a video up there, but you know.
I'm living on the roof of Capitol Records.
Mm-hmm.
If you look, get your binoculars, you can.
There's Ringo.
He's way up there. Oh, down the hill.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, he's going to be 86 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, on July 7th.
Yeah.
And has a best of EP or something coming out.
Yeah, coming out.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I don't understand why he would even bring that up, even whether it happens or not. Just because why is he talking about he has a new album coming out? Why is he talking about that instead of a best of the EPs? I don't quite understand.
He needs the money. He's got to put out a lot of product.
Well, I guarantee he'll sell more of his new album, even if it's bad, than he will at best of the EPs. So.
It's like he should have done the best of the EPs long ago anyway. Why did you make them like 2 EPs?
A few days ago on Breakfast with the Beatles with Chris Carter, I was listening to that on Sirius XM, and Chris Carter was saying that Ringo's album, Ringo, they should have a box set for that. They want a box. He wants a box set for that.
They've done that a couple years ago when it was the anniversary. But it didn't happen.
It would seem as though Ringo's the one voting thumbs down for any talk of a deluxe box set. Doing one for just the one album, Ringo, or doing like an Apple Years box.
He doesn't think his stuff sells. He never promotes it. He just, I don't get Ringo, but it's just the way he is.
I just don't get Ringo. Ringo's confusing.
Where McCartney will put out 2 greatest hits comps in 6 months, no problem.
Yeah.
It's almost as confusing as all these cars going over Niagara Falls. Why wasn't this in the news? Did I miss something here?
Oh, there's a school bus too.
Yeah, there's a school bus, like 30 kids in a school bus over Niagara Falls, and I never heard a word about it. And people were lined up to do it.
Wow.
I know that they probably paid money. Like $5 a car to go over Niagara Falls.
I'll buy that for $1.
People were stupid enough, like, a whole bus full of kids. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, you plunge to your death.
It's unbelievable. What? Ringo paid $24 million for the Beverly Hills house.
Okay.
Good thing it didn't burn down last year. Ooh. Or did it? Who knows? Ooh. Okay, go away. Go away now.
So on Sunday,
I don't think there were any fires in Beverly Hills.
No. We'll celebrate my birthday. I'm going to head off to bed because I was up late last night till almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm falling asleep.
Oh, James.
Okay. See you later, James.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
I'm trying to stay awake because I want to hang out with you, but I'll see you guys on Sunday.
Okay. See you later.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye, James.
Bye.
Good night,
Peace.
James.
If my mouse will
James.
cooperate with me. All right. See you later. Bye.
And that was James, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. But then there
He's
were
up
4.
late because he stayed up late last night.
Mm-hmm.
How late was it? Oh, till 8.
So yeah.
Wow, down to 4. Okay. Well, we've apparently lost a vital person on this chat because we can't go on without him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Well, we are over 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Or we can come back Sunday.
We could.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to?
Well, it's almost mandatory at this point.
Yeah.
Quick, any last questions, people over there who haven't said anything?
Another good show.
Yeah. As Joe Mayo would say, we have time for 20. We only have time for 20 or 30 more questions.
I see there's a bunch of people out there someplace, unless YouTube is lying to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure Lee has a question.
Or you could just
here's one.
rerun this stream on Sunday.
Yeah, go to the begin. Yeah, rerun the Thursday stream.
Just do a rerun.
Oh, I heard some people don't like reruns. But anyway, Ringo is still releasing albums. That's why.
Yeah, but he refuses to promote them because nobody buys them, he says. So why does he bother? This is what I don't understand.
Well, the thing is, then I think when he went on that horrible guy's late night show, he said, well, what the kids are really buying these days are the cassettes. We sell a lot of cassettes at our shows.
Huh.
And then that's when he stopped releasing cassettes.
Which horrible guy was that? Joan Rivers?
No. The really awful guy.
Oh, the one on the guy with the glasses?
No, the creepy guy on ABC.
Oh, him. Okay. Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Jimmy Kimmel. Hey. I watch his monologue every day. He make me laugh.
Yeah.
He do.
So you're the one.
I'm the reason he's still on. Exactly. Yes. Hey, on the beginning of It Don't Come Easy, is that Badfinger singing?
No, they're not on it.
I don't think so. No.
I wouldn't think so. Mike is here! Yay! We missed you, Mike. Where have you been?
It's likely George singing.
Yeah, no, George is singing.
Yeah.
They had to take George off. You could still hear him a little bit he bleeds through a little bit on the finished record.
We just solved the mystery for some people. I don't know.
Yeah, because he was doing a guide vocal on the demo.
Yeah, and you know they took the Harry Krishnas off it. We're all over George's version, and you know they turned it into a Ringo song.
Did they erase the Ravi Shankar part?
There's no Robbie. I think he recorded that about the same time. I don't know if you guys have ever heard the original recording of You, which cracks me up because it's easily the best song on Extra Texture, was written and recorded in like late 70 or very early 71.
Yeah, it was like the first session after All Things Must Pass.
Yeah, and I think It Don't Come Easy was probably recorded at the same time.
Yeah, because that's when he did Try Some, Buy Some.
Yeah, for Roddy, and then he wound up releasing it too.
I even wrote down on the calendar when I started my bag of corn pops, so I'll know how long does it take for me to eat a bag of corn pops. Stay tuned and I'll tell you.
My guess is two days.
Oh yeah. With the big bowl. Mhm.
Actually, the bird only got 3 licks out of the Tootsie Pop. But we'll see. Because seems to me a bag of corn pops lasts me a while. And you know how big my cereal bowl is.
Mhm.
So I
At least
wrote it
today.
on the calendar. I started eating corn pops today. So maybe in a couple weeks we'll learn the answer. So.
Mhm.
Oh no, Jeff has bugs.
No,
No?
no, my cats are being a little nasty, so I had to
Oh.
pop them sometimes.
Oh, got a lot of cats,
Yeah.
That's the good one.
how old is that? That's like 20 years old or something.
That's an old cat. Yeah, that's a bigger cat and a smaller cat.
And it came up in my YouTube
Mhm.
feed like, here's something you gotta watch. I'm going like, that is so old.
Yeah,
Gee.
it is.
Yeah.
That's an oldie.
That's a way oldie, but
Mhm.
I put some music to it, made it a little more interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Have we exhausted ourselves? Maybe.
Well, it's almost 9:30, and you
Especially when we had like 12 minutes of show that
nothing
didn't
first.
air.
Antics.
Yeah. And the here is a question. What famous person likes cereal?
Jerry Seinfeld?
I don't know. I'm talking about this famous person.
No, you're putting it the wrong way. Go like
Oh,
this.
Not me. I don't eat cereal that often.
You have to go in reverse to what you're.
Oh, okay. Was it Jerry Seinfeld? Okay.
We are correct.
Good.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Mhm.
Yeah. He has a whole.
Oh, does he?
But he was very concerned about nutrition, so all of his boxes were turned with the nutrition factor.
That's true. Always good with the nutrition part.
That's not why. That's not why, by the way.
I think George was seeing with a, just eating them out of the box one time. So they had to give the product placement. Yeah,
they couldn't advertise cereals, so they had to put them all in the nutrition side sticking out.
Bosco.
Oh, and there we were just talking about John's friends. One of his friends had a show some years back, and I've started watching it from the beginning.
Mikey?
And pardon?
Tom Snyder.
No.
Oh.
No.
Peter Boyle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so Peter Boyle had a show called Everybody Loves Raymond.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always a box of Flutie Flakes on top of the refrigerator.
Wow.
Every episode.
It's the same box.
Same box.
Yeah. For 5 years or 8 years, it's the same box.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably pretty stale by now.
Yeah.
It's in the Smithsonian.
Well, nobody would have wanted to eat them anyway, so.
No.
And on that note, we might as well put this episode of Thursday Night Soup back in the can. It's been a messy show, but an entertaining show. And I thank everybody for trying to come back to it, which is amazing. I think you didn't have to, but you did. So I thank you so much and very sweetly and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, come back on Sunday and hopefully it won't be quite as messy. So I don't even have my button pushed to find the ending. Okay. See you around, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. So long.